James Hilder, FRAMPTON TV, in association with McGUIGAN. My bad, quite fortunate enough to be joined by Shane McGUIGAN at the public media workout. David HAYE today as he prepares for Arnold Grudgic, aka the Cobra.
Yep.
How are you, Shane?
Cobra. Hey, I'm good, thanks, James. Good. You always get real close to me.
Do you know what it is? Have a little look. Make sure you're happy with that.
That's right, yeah. It's
all right. I mean, we saw you working with David HAYE today. How much is the sort of stuff you would naturally do, or is it a case of just going through the motions for the media?
It's going through the motions and having fun and showing off, really. You know, he likes to show off, or he likes to show what he's got. And I mean, I don't know if you were close enough to sort of see the power in those punches, but he's punching really, really hard, and he's getting more and more confidence in his left hook and his right hand and in his feet, and just biomechanically it's all coming together. So, but he didn't do anything too strenuous there. Just went through the motions and sort of had fun with it.
What are you expecting from the Cobra? He's a little bit of an unknown entity, and the fact we haven't seen too much of him here. But what sort of fight will you be expecting from him?
Well, he's mixed it with the best in sparring. He's been brought into the Klitschko camp a few times. He's good. He's a good fighter. He's 29 fights. He hasn't put a foot wrong. He's 21 knockouts. I don't know if he's a massive puncher, but I think if anyone at that sort of size and weight hits you on the chin, you're going to go to sleep. So Dave has to be sharp, has to be on his game and not overlook him. But people were saying that Groves was going to overlook David Brophy, but he didn't do that. He came out and he was razor sharp. And that's up to me and my job to keep him focused and on track. Because one slip up and that huge fight with Joshua, that huge fight with Tyson Fury is out the window. So he has to just continue doing what he's doing, keep his head down. And I believe these massive fights will come, and I believe he's going to have a great victory on the 21st.
Shannon Briggs is on the undercard. We're led to believe David HAYE will fight Shannon Briggs in the fight after that. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yeah, if they both come through and if it can get done. But these things can chop and change really, really quick. But it's a fight that David wants. He does not like the fact that the British public have got behind Shannon Briggs and kind of saying that David's a chump. I think David wants to put that straight, and I think it's a good fight. I think Shannon Briggs has still got some stuff. He's still got a bit left in him. He's been at that top level for such a long time, and he's a great personality. And tell you what, if there's anyone that can sell a fight, it's him. So I think the stars really gel. And now it's nice that David doesn't have to play the villain for once. He can sort of just let Shannon Briggs kind of call him out, and he doesn't have to do much talking. He just can go out there and do his boxing.
Thoughts on Anthony Joshua being crowned RBF heavyweight champion of the world on Saturday after his second round KO with Charles Martin?
Yeah.
Thoughts on that, mate?
Fantastic. I mean, genuinely the best I've seen him. He slipped a shot. He was in punching distance, and it's the first time I've really seen him with the small gloves on, slipping a shot and not try and punch hard. And as soon as he slipped and just let his hand go, Charles Martin was on his backside. He came up, went out to centre ring, chucked that same lazy jab again. It was such easy work. My fear going into the fight was that if it goes past 4 rounds, then Joshua was going to start using up unnecessary energy and possibly lose the fight. As the longer it goes, it was going to become more in Charles Martin's favour. But after 30 seconds, I kind of just assessed it and just thought, he's so relaxed. I mean, it was amazing to see. It was a big improvement from the Dillian Whyte fight, and credit to him, his team.
Potential to see David HAYE versus Anthony Joshua this year. Do you think it can be a fight that can happen at the moment? What are your initial thoughts for that?
I think most likely it's going to happen next year. I'd like it to happen this year because he's no spring chicken. But that's what they're banking on. They want him to get old and they want him to sort of slide away. But the fact is, there's no miles in his clock, I think they want to sort of assess where he's at. They want to have 1 or 2 more fights to see where David's at and see where what's his reactions like, what's his punch variety like, how hard he's punching. Because if it's a really dangerous fight, if he continues to make statements like he did against Mark Demore, it's a dangerous fight. They don't want to have anything to do with him, or they want to give it another 18 months. Whereas if he looks terrible in his next fight, they may take it sooner rather than later. So we won't. We're not going to look terrible, that's for sure. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting to see when they want to take it. But if he keeps having performances like he did on Saturday night, his confidence has gone through the roof, and rightfully so, because he looked amazing. So they may take it sooner rather than later.
Would like to talk to you a little bit, Shane. Obviously, Lee Selby coming off the canvas to beat Eric Hunter on Saturday on points.
Yeah.
He straight away initially spoke about Carl Frampton, saying that Carl Frampton had called him out. He potentially would like that fight. Can you give me some explanation on what's going on there, please?
Carl didn't call him out at all. I think Carl just saying the possibility of the fight's next, and I think that's a great fight. what a heavy knockdown. People say it was a flash knockdown. That was a heavy knockdown, and well done to Lee Selby for getting up and recovering and keeping his composure under that. And, you know, as he said, he prides himself on having a good chin, and he was almost embarrassed. But that was a heavy knockdown, and he had to use his brain in that fight. He had to think his way through the fight. In terms of him against Carl Frampton, it's a fantastic fight. But you know, currently we are looking at another name. I spoke to Lee after the fight as well, and he knows that. But if it can't get done, then why not? But Carl wants these massive names. He wants big pay-per-view shows, as everyone does. But with the Anthony Joshua's, the David Hayes, you know, around Tyson Fury's, you know, in the mix as well. These huge fights in the heavyweight division, and then you've got the super middleweight division, are massive fights as well. So the pay-per-view shows are going down and down and down. So it has to really entice the public, and I don't believe Lee Selby's a big enough name yet to sort of to favour that as a pay-per-view show. So you know, if he keeps winning, if he headlines a few more shows, then 100%.
On that note, Shane, I wish you the best of luck with camp. Thank you for taking time to iFL TV.
Thanks, Shane.
I appreciate it, mate.
Thank you,
catch you soon.
Yeah.
William Hill sponsors Martin vs Joshua on Sky Sports Box Office.